Aprende en casa a través de la televisión. Levántate con energía y conéctate con la estrella. Prepara tu lápiz, bolígrafo y cuaderno, porque Meduca presenta Conéctate con la estrella.
Hi there, my dear students. Remember my name? Yes, I'm Mrs. Alfaro. And our secret? Yes, I'm your favorite English teacher. That's just between you and me. Shh, just a secret. Your favorite English teacher. Welcome to your 10th grade English class. Well, first, let me ask you, how are you doing this week? Good? Cool? Are you okay? Yes, studying, right, because now you have classes through all your week. So that's right, you have to be studying. Then, before we begin our class, let me tell you that we have to keep in mind, and I have to remind you that we still have the COVID. So you have to follow these recommendations to avoid it and protect yourself and your family. Remember, always wear your mask if you are going to leave home because you have to do something. Wash your hands with plenty of water and soap. Many people say, that when you are washing your hands, you have to sing the happy birthday song. You are doing like, happy birthday to you. And when you finish, correctly washed hands appropriately. Then also remember that at home, you have to have, that's mandatory, a positive attitude, positive mind, and practice, do exercise, study, and share with your family. Well, in today's class, we are going to talk about accepting or declining invitations. You are going to be able to use formal and informal leave-taking expressions. Leave-taking expressions means when you leave, to say bye. Also, you are going to exchange information about how to get places using prepositions of place and time. Before we begin our class, I have to congratulate these students, Marcos Hernandez, Alexander Lowe, Diego Hernandez, and Esteban Sanjur. This gold medal is for you guys. Excellent job, because you came into our Telegram channel, supporting young learners, and you did the practice. You guys at home, I invite you to download the Telegram channel, log into supporting young learners, and practice at home. There you are going to find the videos of these classes and also additional practice that you can do and upload it in the channel. Watch this video of what you have to complete when you log into Telegram channel, and you are going to get familiar with it. I invite you to watch the video. Well, guys, to get familiar with the Supporting Young Learners channel, you have to complete the information that you see on screen. You have to complete with your full name, your nationality, also your age. If you have an occupation, you are going to complete that you are a student. Also, you have to put the name of your school and the level you are in. You are going to find then the practice that we have been presenting during our classes after you complete all your information. As you see there, we have the information of Marcos, Alexander, Diego, and Esteban. They all really did it. So now I invite you to complete and do the same and practice at home. As you noticed, the same channel, the same pages, they correct the practice that you do, so you don't have to wait for a teacher to check if you make a mistake. Invite you to download Telegram channel Supporting Young Learners and practice. You see, complete. The practice also there, you have to complete, we talk about professions and occupations. That's what you are going to find there. Nationality of the person. There you have the practice. There you have the information. So you just have to read and complete. If you made a mistake, don't worry because you can do it again. There you have Esteban David Sanjur. He completed his personal information form and then he began to practice and study at home. There you have the evidence of what they did. So all of you are invited to do the same, guys. So I hope you are going to be registered and you are going to be presented here on this channel in your English class. Well, now let's continue with our class. There says, hello. We are going to chant. That's not a song, it's a chant that has a low rhythm. So now, you and me, all of us, are going to sing the hello chant. It's very easy, so I invite you to sing along at home with your favorite teacher. Let's begin and sing.
Hello chant.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Girls.
Hello,
boys. Hello, English class. Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello, girls. Hello, boys. Hello, English class. Hello, teacher.
Hello. Great, good for you guys. You are great singers and also I am a great singer. Yes, that's the hello chant. I hope you enjoy it. Here, you are going to watch a video about different ways to say goodbye. If you remember our first class, I taught you and talked to you about the different ways to say hi. That is not only hello. I'm fine, thank you. That you could say howdy, right? Now we also have different ways to say goodbye. So I invite you to watch this video and we are going to then review what you have learned and how you can apply these ways to say goodbye as your teacher always tells you. When I finish the class, I tell you, see ya, right? That's a way to say goodbye in a different form. So let's watch this video and enjoy.
See you the next time. Or we could say, see you next time. This is similar to see you later, talk to you later. When we say talk to you later, this is often on the phone or FaceTime or Skype. When you're not physically in a room with someone, you're just using some kind of a device to talk to them, you might say talk to you later. A common reduction for see you later is see ya later. The word you changes to ya. See ya later, see ya later. It sounds really natural. Did you notice my pronunciation for the word later? Does it sound like later or later? Sounds like a D here. And this is common in American English that when you have a T with a vowel on both sides, your T is going to change to a D. See ya later, later. If you'd like to check out some more tips about how to sound like an American when you speak English, you can check out this video up here and it goes in depth to some of these ideas. Let's talk about a few fun ways that you can reduce see you later to be more casual. You could just say see ya, see ya. Notice this is the same reduction. Not see you, but see ya, see ya. Or if you want to have a little fun, you can say, see ya later, alligator. And then the other person says, in a while, crocodile. Just rhymes. It's silly. Or you can make it really short and just say, later. Or you might hear some people say, laters with an S at the end. This is just a silly way to say it. Or you could say, catch you later. Catch you later. Here again, we're reducing you to ya. Catch ya later. It just means see you later. Or if you want to make this even more casual, you could say catch you on the flip side. Flip side means technically tomorrow, but it could just mean at another time. Catch you on the flip side. If you want to be a little bit more formal, you could say have a good day, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, depending on what time it is. You could say this to the cashier at the grocery store, to your mother-in-law on the phone, to your boss. This is a pretty common, a little bit more formal expression that you might not want to use with your husband as you're saying goodbye to him, because that's a more personal relationship. It's common to use multiple expressions together, like bye, see you later, have a good day. Really common. What about have a good night? We only use this when that person is going directly to bed. So this is really common to say to your child, have a good night, bye, have a good night, sweet dreams. Or if someone you know is spending the night at your house, you could say this because you know they're going directly to bed. Have a good night. But if you are having dinner and drinks with your coworkers and you are trying to say goodbye to them and you're going home, you probably wouldn't say have a good night. You might say have a good evening, or you might say have a good one. Have a good one. This is to generally have a good day, but you can use this at any time during the day. It's a little bit more casual, but it's no problem to use with your boss or in other formal situations. Have a good one.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. So did I. Did you see? There are many different ways to say bye. As she said, see ya, see ya. That's a normal expression in native speakers. And sometimes you can hear it from your teachers telling you, see ya guys, as I do always in our classes. Now, let's review. You have seen that she talked about different phrases that we can use to say bye. We have see you later, that's normal, common phrase. See ya later or see ya. You can use any of those words, phrases, and it's totally correct. See you next time. Talk to you later. That's another way to say bye. Okay, I have to go. Talk to you later. Or see you next time if you are not going to see the person soon. See you later, alligator. That's very commonly used with teachers in elementary, with lower levels. The teacher says always to the kids to make them feel happy, see you later, alligator. And the other person replies, in a white crocodile. So that's normal that a teacher can tell you, see you later, alligator, and you have to answer to your teacher in a white crocodile and use it. It's very fun. Catch you later, catch you later, it's an expression. Catch you on the flip side. Flip side is like this movement, like turn something. Flip side in this expression means tomorrow or on another day. Have a good one. Have a good one refers have a good day, have a good evening, have a good afternoon. It's another way to say bye. So when you leave, you can say to the person, have a good one. Instead of saying bye, goodbye, you say, hey, have a good one. Okay? It's good. Now, here we have a conversation. Sarah and Meg. They are talking, if you see, they are in a restaurant. You are going to listen to the conversation, but I want you to pay attention, read, and pay attention to the underlined words with the red dots. What's up? That's not for me. Live music. That's past my bedtime. That's more my style. And perfect. I want you to pay attention the way they speak and how they use the phrases in the conversation.
Read and listen to a conversation about music.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, just downloading some new songs.
Downloading? That's not for me. Too much trouble. How about some live music tonight?
Sounds good. Where?
Klepto's playing at midnight at the Spot. Would you like to go?
At midnight? Sorry, that's past my bedtime.
Well, River T's there, too. They're playing at 8.
River T? The R&B group? Now that's more my style. I'm a real R&B fan.
Perfect. Meet you in front of the club at 7:45?
See you there.
Now, let's check. Hey, what's up? Sarah replies, not much, just downloading some new songs. Downloading, that's not for me. When you use that phrase, that's not for me, means maybe that you don't like it. You don't like to download music or you don't know how to do it. That's not for me. Too much trouble. How about some live music tonight? Live music tonight, you can find it in a concert. That's live music. The persons are really on stage playing and singing. That means live music. The persons are really playing and singing live. Sounds good. Where? Kleptos playing at midnight at the Spot. Would you like to go? At midnight? Midnight is 12. Midnight, night. That's past my bedtime. That expression, past my bedtime, means it's too late. Maybe Sarah is used to sleep at 9 or go to bed at 8 or 10, but 12 midnight, it's too late, past bedtime. Well, River T's there too. They are playing at 8. River T, the R&B group, now that's more my style. When you express that's more my style means that kind of music, maybe you like it, or you say, yeah, that kind of clothing is more my style. I'm a real R&B fan. Perfect. Perfect means great. Okay, fine, good. Meet you in front of the club at 7:45. See you there. Now, let's practice. Choose an answer. Use a quotation. Quotation, remember, are these symbols. To explain your answer. Number 1, what's Sarah doing? Remember, this practice is about what we just read. What's Sarah doing? A, getting music from the internet, or B, buying tickets for a concert on the internet? Answer. Right. She is getting music from the internet. Remember, she's saying she's downloading music. Number 2, what does Meg want to do? A, download music from the internet, or B, go to a concert? Tell me your answer. Right. She wants to go to a concert. Remember that she says she likes live music. 3, which woman doesn't like to go to sleep late? A, Sarah. B, Meg. Answer. Right. Sarah doesn't like to go to bed late. Remember, she says that's past bedtime. 4, when and where are they going to meet? A, at midnight at River T, or B, at the club before the show? Right, at the club before the show. Excellent job, guys. We have those phrases on my left. What's up? That's not for me. Live music. That's past my bedtime. that's more my style, and perfect. Phrases that you read under conversation. Now we have these phrases. That's too late for me. Great. Music in a concert. What are you doing? I like that better. I don't like that. You are going to tell me which words mean the same. If you remembered, in our previous class, we talked about words that are different, but they have the same meaning. Well, this is the same case. We are going to match the words from my left with the words from the right, because they are different words, but they really mean the same. If you use it in the speaking form or written form, they have the same meaning. So let's begin. What's up? Which of those words have the same meaning as what's up? Right. The same meaning as what's up has it. What are you doing? Is, hey, what's up? What are you doing? That's not for me. That's not for me means I don't like it or it's too complicated. Which of these words? Yes. The same is, I don't like that. Don't like, that's not for me, I don't like that. Live music. If you remember, I told you where you can find live music. Yes, good. Live music, you find it, music in a concert. That's past my bedtime. That's past my bedtime. Time to go to sleep. Correct. Past my bedtime is, that's too late for me. Right. That's more my style. It means that goes with your personality. You like it, it's your style. Which one? We have two options. Yes, good, correct. That's more my style goes with I like that better. And the last one, perfect, obviously the same with great. Right. Let me show you. Technical problems. Yes, there is. Perfect, great. Let's move on. Now, moving on to the topic of today's class, in this conversation, they are a couple, they are married, they are at a restaurant. We are going to move on with prepositions of time and place. On, in, and at. Have you seen that? Have you ever learned that at school? Well, today we are going to review that. Prepositions of time and place. In, on, and at. Pay attention to the way they speak and how they use it in the conversation. Because in English, in is used for places, also for time. On is used for days of the week, and at for time and also for places. But first, I invite you to watch the video, and then I'm going to explain you the way you use it. So watch the conversation.
You're late.
What time is it?
2 minutes after 6.
I'm not late. 2 minutes is not late.
Yes, it is. It's 2 minutes late.
Oh, look. It's 5 to 6. I'm early.
So, For your birthday on Saturday, there's a great French movie at the Avalon.
There's a baseball game on Saturday night.
Or there's a play at the Arts Center at 8 p.m. Life is a dream.
The Tigers are playing the Giants. You know, baseball?
Oh, look, there's a Mozart concert on Saturday. Would you like to go?
What time?
7:30.
The ball game's at 7.
Oh, wow. There's a talk by the writer Ellen Lee at the university
On Saturday night. Is your birthday on Saturday?
No. It's your birthday. Would you like to go to a baseball game for your birthday?
A baseball game. That sounds great.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy the video and pay attention to the way they speak and use the prepositions on, at, the university, and at 7, 8 p.m. I explain you. On, in English, Saturday, if you see, is a day of the week. On is used for days of the week in English. On Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and so on. During, we say on the weekend. On the weekend means Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, right? On, different from Spanish, and you have the tendency to get confused because in Spanish we use in Monday, right? But in English is on. Keep that in mind. Also, you are going to see after this slide that on is also used with specific dates. For example, your birthday. I ask you, well, Juan, when is your birthday? You have to reply, teacher, my birthday is on June 5th. On, also with specific dates, we use on in English. At the university, to talk about a place, we use at. At 7, 8 p.m. In English, the time, when you talk about time, tell the time, you always use the preposition at, right? Keep that in mind. Now, let's see. Prepositions of time. When's the concert? What time's the game? It's. Here we have on, as I told you, Saturday, days of the week. Always, days of the week. In English, use on. On June 7, month and day. Month and date. For example, as I told you, when is your birthday? Juan, when is your birthday? And he replied, my birthday is on June 5th. On. On the 7th, just mentioning date, on. On Monday, May 3rd, more specific, day of the week, month and date, on. It's always on, like this, on that day, on. On Tuesday morning, on. In, when we use in only if you name the month, in June, in February, in December. In 2016 or 2016, just with the year. In what year are we? We are in 2020, in. In the summer, with the seasons. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. The only one that you don't say in is night. You always say at night. At night. In 10 minutes. When are you coming? Wait for me. I'm just going to be there in 10 minutes. At, always with the time, at. At what time is the English class? And you have to reply, remember, at 4 p.m. is our class, at. At midnight, midnight, very late at night. At noon, 12 noon comes the morning, and there you have the noon, 12 noon. Prepositions of place. Where's the movie? It's. To give directions, you always use on. On 5th Avenue. On 2nd Street, on. On the corner, the corner. On the street, on the left or on the right side. When you are going to give directions to someone, you use, okay, you have to go straight, turn left. On the next corner, you are going to find the movie. In place, in Mexico, with the countries, in Tokyo, in the park, in the neighborhood. At the film forum, at work. We are always at work. And also we are at school, at the art gallery. That's the correct way to use it, with at, okay? Different from home and house. You are at home, but you are in your house. That's the difference. You don't say, I am at my house. No, I am in my house, but you say, I am at home. That's the correct way to use it. At home. Teacher, but why? Let me tell you, at home means like the comfort you have in the structure that is your house. Your house is a building, so you say, I'm in my house. And at home is what you find inside. Your family, your home, your bed is like the comfort of being surrounded with people you love is a place you like. That's why we say at home. That's the way I learned it. So that's the way I explain you. I am at home, I am in my house. That's the difference. Now, let's practice. Complete the message with prepositions of time and place. Prepositions of time and place: at, in, on. I read. Hi, Bonnie. Are you busy? Tuesday evening. Tell me, what preposition we use here? At, in, or on? Correct. On Tuesday evening. Hi, Bonnie, are you busy on Tuesday evening? Remember, this is a day of the week. And you are being specific, telling what time or what part of the day, evening. There is a salsa concert. Your neighborhood. There is a salsa concert. What we use here, at, in, or on your neighborhood? In your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Right near your office. The Melon Theater. Right near your office, in, on, or at the Melon Theater. Remember, this is a place. We use at, correct, at the Melon Theater. Sounds like something really special with dancers from all over the world. It starts, watch out, 8:30, time. In or at? At 8:30, correct. I'll be work until 6. I'll be in work, at work, or on work. At work until 6. But I could meet you, again, time, at or in. Right. At 6:15 or 6:30 in front of the theater. We could have something to eat before the concert. What do you think, Elsie? Very good job. I think you have learned the lesson today. Excellent. Now, pay attention. Vocabulary, entertainment and cultural events. Read and listen. The first situation is a movie or a film. A play. A play is, for example, here, Hamlet. That's a play. When you go to a theater and you watch a live play. When you watch real people acting, that's a play. You have Hamlet, all Shakespeare's work. You have different plays for kids, also at theaters. A concert, a talk, a lecture. Here you have bookworm, Brad McAfee, author of Traveling Alone, Thursday at 5:30. Big Man Gallery, Art of the 60s, opening reception Tuesday, 8 p.m., an art exhibit. Listen and pay attention because then we're going to complete the chart.
Read and listen.
A movie. A film.
A play.
A concert.
A talk. A lecture.
An art exhibit.
Now listen again and repeat in the pauses.
A movie. A film.
A play.
A concert.
A talk. A lecture.
An art exhibit.
Then, now, let's listen to draw conclusions, listen to the conversations, complete the chart. Let's listen to it again.
Listen to draw conclusions. Listen to the conversations again. Complete the chart. Conversation 1.
Are you free on Sunday at 11:30? Nick Hornby's going to be at the City Nights bookstore.
Nick Hornby. I love his books. What's he doing there?
Giving a talk about his novel, Slam. Want to go?
Absolutely.
Conversation 2.
What's playing at the cinema center?
There's an old Marilyn Monroe movie showing at 7:10. Bus stop. Interested?
Not really. I'm not a Marilyn Monroe fan.
Conversation 3.
Oh, look. Agamemnon is at the theater in the Circle.
What's Agamemnon?
It's a famous Greek play. It's great. There's a performance tonight at 8 o'clock. You want to go?
At 8? Maybe.
Conversation 4.
I'm in the mood for a good concert. What's playing at the festival?
The Boston Symphony Orchestra. They're doing Beethoven's Fifth tonight.
That sounds great. What time?
At 7:45. Let's do it.
Well, it's 6:30 now. Meet you there in an hour?
Okay, now let's practice. According to what you hear in the conversations, kind of event, number 1, tell me what they mentioned in the conversation. Kind of event, what was? Yes, they talk about a talk. At what time is the talk? Great, at 11:30. Does the person want to go? Yes, no, or maybe. What did the person say? Wants to go or not, or maybe? The person said yes, wants to go. Number 2, kind of event. A film. A film. At what time is the film? Yes, at 7:10. Does the person want to go? Yes, no, or maybe? Right? No, said no. 3, kind of event. A play. Time of event. At 8. Does the person want to go? Maybe, not sure. Number 4, kind of event. Yes, a concert. At what time is the event, the concert? Right, it's at 7:45. Does the person want to go? Yes, no, maybe? Right, The person said, yes. Well done, guys. Let's move on. Ways to get places. You are going to listen and repeat. This has to do with the way we get to a place and give directions. Let's listen.
Page 22. Exercise 1. Vocabulary. Ways to get places. Read and listen. 1.
Walk.
2.
Drive.
3.
Take a taxi.
4.
Take the train.
5.
Take the bus.
Now listen again and repeat.
Walk.
Drive.
Take a taxi.
Take the train.
Take the bus.
Okay. Then, these are different ways to get places. When you want to go somewhere, you can go walking, you can drive, if you know how to do it. You can take a taxi, take the train, or take the bus. For example, if a friend invites you to a concert, and then he asks you, or you ask him or her, how do I get there? The person tells you, you can get there walking or taking a taxi. You can take a taxi or take the train or take the bus. That's the way you say to the person how can get to a place. Imperative to give instructions and direction. It has to do the way we give directions. I talked to you about it previously. You say drive, take, don't walk, don't take. For example, if a person wants to go to the bank and ask, how do I get to the bank? Could you help me? I say, yes, you can go straight, walk straight, or if the person has a car, you say you drive, count 2 blocks, then turn right, and on the corner of is the bank. Okay, that's the way you give directions. You can drive. If the person doesn't have a car and says, I don't have a car, okay, take a taxi to get faster, and then on the corner of is the bank. That's the way you say. Or if the person cannot afford a taxi, no problem, take the train. On the station of El Carmen, there is the bank. That's just as simple as that. Those are words that we use to give directions. They are called imperatives. Take, drive, or don't walk, don't take the train. How do we use that t-shirt? Let me explain. Don't walk. The person asks you, can I walk to the bank? No, 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 don't walk. It's too far. When the person is too far, means that has to walk more than 5 blocks. So you say, no, 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 don't walk. Take a taxi or take the train. And if the person asks you, can I take the train? You say, no, no, don't do it because the train, the station is too far from the bank. So then you have to come back walking too much. So better you take the bus. If you take the bus, at the bus stop, there is the bank. Easy, easy and breezy. That's the way we use the imperative words. Well, conversation. Here we have how you accept or decline invitations. When someone invites you to go to the movies or to go to a restaurant, and suddenly you remember that you cannot go, but you already said, yes, I will be there, I can go. And then you remember, no, I have to study, or no, I have to go with my mom somewhere else. How do you say to that person that you cannot go? You say, I would love to go, If you accept, I would love to go. But if you can, you say, I would love to go, but I remember that I have to do something else. Sorry, maybe another time. Now, let's listen to these conversations. Here, they are two friends, co-workers. One is inviting to the other to go out, and then let's see the way they accept an invitation, and also the way you decline an invitation, okay?
Read and listen to an invitation to a movie.
Are you free on Saturday? The Pilots is at the movie center. Would you like to go?
The Pilots? I'd love to go. What time?
At noon.
Great. See you there.
To decline.
Sorry. I'd love to go, but I'm busy on Saturday.
Too bad. Maybe some other time.
Here in the conversation one, he accepted first and then he declined. He accepted, he said, I love to go. I'd love. Love is would, is the past tense of will. Here is contracted, is would. I would love to go. At noon, great, see you there. And decline is the way that you say you cannot go. You say, sorry, I love to go, but I'm busy on Saturday. Oh, sorry, I would love to go, but I can't go because I have to study. Too bad. Maybe some other time, replies the person. Now here in this conversation, she is asking for direction. What I explained you before, listen.
Page 23. Now you can discuss how to get places. Exercise 1. Conversation model. Read and listen.
Can I walk to the bookstore?
The bookstore? Sure.
And what about the school?
The school? Don't walk. Drive.
Okay, thanks.
Then she says, can I walk to the bookstore? And he replies, the bookstore? Sure. Maybe the bookstore is very close from where she is, so she can go by walking. And what about the school? The school? Don't walk. Drive. Okay, thanks. Or if you don't have a car, you can say to the person, take the bus or take the train. That's the way you give direction. And here, if you notice, he used the imperative, drive, don't walk, okay? Or yes, walk. You don't have to take the train. That's the way you say it. Well, guys, let's see this conversation. Are you free on Saturday? On Saturday, you can say, are you free on Monday? The person, he asked, Avengers is at the Blue Cinema. Would you like to go? If you notice here, we are using our prepositions and also the way you invite someone. Would you like to go? Are you free on Saturday? Avengers is at the Blue Cinema. Would you like to go? The person says, Avengers? I'd love to go. This is the same word. Would, I'd is the same, but here is contracted. I'd love to go is the way you reply. I'd love to go. What time? At noon. Here again, our preposition at, because we're talking about time. Can I walk to the cinema? Can I walk? And the person says, don't walk, take a taxi. Or you can say, don't walk, take the train. Great, see you there. See you there. And the other person says, see ya, what you have learned. See ya. So in this conversation, if you notice, we applied everything that we have seen here today in our class. Prepositions of time and place, on, at, how you accept, you invite, and how you accept an invitation with would you and I would love. Time at noon. Imperative. Can I walk to the cinema? Don't walk. Take a taxi. And the way you say bye. See you there and see ya. Great job. I remind you, go to Telegram channel in your app store, download it. If you also now can take the photo to the code, do it. Remember to stay home because we are still in quarantine time and you have to take care of you and of all your family. I hope to see you next class. Remember, I'm Mrs. Alfaro, your favorite English teacher. Don't forget it, that's a secret. And now we are going to sing again, now with the goodbye chant. So sing with me. I hope you enjoy it and see you next class. Now let's sing. Goodbye.
Goodbye chant.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye, girls. Goodbye, boys. Goodbye, English class. Goodbye, teacher. Good job. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye, girls. Goodbye, boys. Goodbye, English class. Goodbye, teacher. Good job.
Good job.
Hello, 11th graders. This is teacher Katia once again with you, and we have another English class for today. Today we are going to be talking about phrasal verbs and sports. Very interesting. So pay attention. First of all, I want you to take a look at this. This is my Google Classroom code, okay? I want to see each of you after we finish classes. I don't want us to finish and then I don't know anything about you. So I want you to please take a look at this, go into Google Classroom and be part of my class after we finish. Okay, so this is how you do it if you don't know how to do it, the Google Classroom thing. So this is my Gmail account, and you have to have a Gmail account. You can find the logo for Google Classroom in the squares over there. And then afterwards, you go into that classroom, you find this that says 11th grade, Conéctate con la Estrella. And that's where you're going to, right now I have 0 students, okay? So I'm going to be waiting for you. And then you choose this classroom and you write the code so you can go into classroom. This classroom is going to be for 11th graders. Okay, so for today, these are the objectives. It says that review ideas and opinions related to sports that are connected to healthy habits, related to sports, focus on sports and exercise. Improve listening. We're always going to try to improve your listening, always, because English is audio. So we have to try to work on the audio. So we're going to try to improve listening through videos, and the videos are going to be related to sports, learn new vocabulary, and use phrasal verbs in sentences, and improve reading comprehension also. We're going to have a reading today. So the importance of reading too is to learn to have English in a context, okay? Good. Now, the first thing we're going to do is the vocabulary. It's very important that don't think that all the vocabulary that is going to be shown here, you have to learn it. No. This is why I wrote here, choose your card. We're going to see a lot of vocabulary related to sports. You don't have to learn all of it. I want you to choose your card, okay? Okay, that's the sport I want to talk about. If you see a sport you want to talk about, then that is going to be your card and you can write it down, okay? So remember, it's not that you're going to learn all the sports. No, you're going to choose your card, okay? So pay attention. We have 4 videos talking about different sports, okay? So pay attention and choose your card. Good.
The names of sports in English. Archery, archery. Athletics, track and field. Badminton, badminton. Baseball, baseball. Basketball, basketball. BMX racing, BMX racing. Boxing, boxing. Chess, chess. Clay target shooting, clay target shooting. Cricket, cricket. Cross-country skiing, cross-country skiing. Cycling, cycling. Diving, diving.
So, was your card there? Did you see your card? Okay, let's take a look at the words one more time. Archery, athletics, badminton, baseball, basketball, BMX racing, boxing, chess, target shooting, cricket, skiing, cycling, and diving. Is your card there? No? Okay, let's continue. We have another video. Maybe your card is in the video that's next after this.
Downhill mountain biking, downhill mountain biking. Equestrian, equestrian. Fencing, fencing. Field hockey, field hockey. Figure skating, figure skating. Football, soccer. Football, American football. Golf, golf. Gymnastics, gymnastics. Horse racing, horse racing. Ice hockey, ice hockey. Jogging, jogging.
Okay. Is your card there? No? It's interesting about this part. We have some things like this, football and soccer, and then we have football and American football. Interesting, right? Because for people in the United States, football is soccer. And then for the British people, football is American football. So it's kind of a little strange, right? But it's not really. Okay, so let's take a look at the others. We have mountain biking, equestrian, fencing, field hockey, figure skating, football or soccer, football or American football, golf, gymnastic, horse racing, ice hockey, and jogging. Interesting. We have ice hockey and field hockey. Here in Panama, we don't play ice hockey because we don't have, well, we have had ice rinks, but only for Christmas. But we usually play field hockey. So this is your card here. If your card is not here, let me know because I have some other cards. No? Okay. So we have some other cards with other sports. Let's look at them.
Judo, judo. Karate, karate. Kayaking, kayaking. Paintball, paintball. Polo, polo. Pool, billiards. Rafting, rafting. Rock climbing, rock climbing. Rugby, rugby. Running, running. Sailing, sailing. Skiing, skiing. Ski jumping, ski jumping. Snowboarding, snowboarding.
Okay, now I know your card was there. No? Your card wasn't there? My God, which is your sport? Oh my God, well, let's take a look. I think I have one more video. Maybe your card is there, okay? So, but let's take a look at this. So we have judo, we have karate, kayaking, paintball, polo, pool, but not the swimming pool. No, pool as in billiards, okay? Pool. Rafting, rock climbing, rugby, which is a kind of American football, but without all the helmets, and running, sailing, skiing, ski jumping, and snowboarding. Are you sure your card is not there? Okay. If your card is not here, I have one more video for you. I hope your card is there, okay? So one more video for you for sports. And remember, choose your card.
Softball, softball. Squash, squash. Sumo wrestling, sumo wrestling. Surfing, surfing. Swimming, swimming. Table tennis, table tennis. Tennis, tennis. 10-pin bowling, 10-pin bowling. Trampolining, trampolining. Triathlon, triathlon. Volleyball, volleyball. Water polo, water polo. Weightlifting, weightlifting. Which sports do you play?
Okay, now I understand. There was your card, right? Okay, okay, very good. So we have, this is the last group of sports we have. So we have softball, we have squash, sumo wrestling, surfing, swimming, table tennis, which here in Panama we call ping pong, right? Table tennis, we have tennis, bowling, trampolining, triathlon, volleyball, water polo, okay, and weightlifting. Good. So at last, you got your cards. You already know which sport or how your sport is said in English, okay? Your favorite sport. But how do we talk about sports? There are many ways to talk about sports. Remember we said we were going to talk about phrasal verbs? Okay, phrasal verbs are 1, way to talk about sports. But before that, there are 3 important verbs that are used to talk about sports. Those 3 verbs are play, do, and go. Okay? So how do we know which sport to use with play, which sport to use with do, and which sport to use with go? Well, there are some simple rules for that, and we're going to see them right now. So for play, we have that we use play for team sports or sports that are played with a ball, okay? Examples: football, baseball, basketball, rugby, tennis, hockey, volleyball, cricket, soccer, badminton, golf, okay? Now we have some examples. So we have, I love to play badminton. I played basketball when I was in high school. In my spare time, I play soccer. Do you play any sports? When I was a kid, I loved playing baseball. So you see, when you talk about sports that are played by a team, is like many people, right? Team sports, or you play them with a ball, you use play, okay? Now, do. When do we use do? Okay, it says that we use do with sports that you don't need any equipment to do. So you don't need equipment for these sports. Of course, sometimes people use equipment for anything, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. They say that do, we can use it for aerobics, karate and martial arts, and yoga and gymnastics. Now you're gonna say, no, but for yoga, I need my mat. Okay, you need a yoga mat. You don't need it, but people usually use a yoga mat. And for karate, you need the uniform, but you can do karate without a uniform, right? That's not like important to practice karate. So you have karate, you have martial arts, you have yoga. Okay, there's an asterisk in yoga, and we're gonna see why. Okay, so we have, she does a lot of yoga, that's why she looks so great. My daughter used to take swimming lessons, but now she does gymnastics. And do you do any sports? I jog every morning to stay in shape. I play tennis, and I also do aerobics. People who do yoga, seriously, often say, I practice yoga. Now, there's a very interesting note about practicing and about make. When you look for the word make in the dictionary, it says hacer. So in Spanish, we say hacer ejercicio, and you think that you can say, I make exercise. No, make is not used to talk about exercise. And practice, well, in my research, I learned, because I learned also when I researched for this class, that you use practice supposedly when you are a professional of the sporting professional. For example, I don't know, these soccer players or football players, if they have to practice football, it's because they are professional and they are training for a game. But people who do not do sports professionally shouldn't use the word practice. Shouldn't. You can use it. I mean, it's not like written in stone, but you can use it. So it says, make is not used in English to talk about sport, and it says practice is rarely, which means that you can use it if you want to, but it's not really used for people who are not like professionals professional athletes. So it says, practice is rarely used to talk about sports. It is only used to talk about professional athletes who need to practice their skills before a game or an important event, okay? So it says the average person does not practice a sport. Okay, and then we have the last verb, which is go. Now, go is for sports that end in ing. Examples. We have skiing, swimming, climbing, diving, fishing, running, jogging, skating, figure skating, and we have golfing, and then we have golf has an asterisk. Let's see why. These are some of the examples. So it says, yes, you can play golf and you can go golfing, okay? You can play golf and you can go. So golf is also a verb, You can use both of them. Then you have, I love to go jogging in the morning before I go to work. My grandfather and I go fishing every time I visit him. Every winter, my family and I go skiing in the Rockies. And what are you doing this weekend? Let's go swimming. Okay, so you have go for sports that end in ing. We have a small video to review this again. I wanted to say to you, but I want you to see it in the video too, okay? So let's watch the video about go, do, and play.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Keep It English. Today we're going to talk about verbs to introduce sports. And these are to go, to do, and to play. So let's get started. So how do you introduce a sport in English? Well, we never say to practice a sport. This is an error. We only use the verb practice for musical instruments. To express sports in English, select one of the three verbs, depending on the sport. Here are the rules. First of all, if the sport uses a ball, such as a football, tennis, or baseball, use the verb to play. For example, he plays football, or we play rugby. Secondly, if the sport does not use a ball, but usually happens outside, such as skiing, swimming, or cycling, use to go. For example, he goes cycling twice a week, or she used to go skiing when she was younger. We use to go to reflect that you have to go to another location to do these sports. Finally, if your sport is without a ball that usually happens inside a gym, such as aerobics, yoga, or boxing, use to do. For example, she did yoga last year, or he does a bit of boxing at the weekends. So to recap, with a ball, to play. Without a ball, but outside, to go. Without a ball, but inside, to do. Got that?
Okay, so after this video, in the same video, we have a practice. So the lady is going to say some words. You have to listen to the words and decide if you use to go, to do, or to play. So pay attention because she's going to read words. She's not going to put them on the screen. She's going to read words and you have to pay attention, okay? Good.
Okay, to practice, I will give you a sport and you tell me whether it is with to play, to go, or to do. Ready? Okay, hockey. Hockey is played with a ball, and so it is to play hockey. Karate. Karate is without a ball and happens inside, so it is to. Ice skating. Ice skating does normally happen inside, it's true, but it was traditionally an outside sport, and you need to go to another location, and so it is to go ice skating. Horse riding. This one should be easy. It's to go horse riding. Basketball. The clue is in the title. There's a ball, and so it is to play basketball. Gymnastics. To do gymnastics, of course. Ballet. We pronounce the word in the French way, and so you omit the sound of the T to make ballet. Anyway, it's to do ballet. Surfing. Correct, to go surfing. And finally, cricket. Cricket is a sport played in the UK, India, Australia, and other countries. It's like baseball. It has a ball, and so it is to play cricket.
Okay, so we have this small poster, and you can find posters like this on the internet. You have do, aerobics, exercise, push-ups, go, cycling, go dancing, play badminton, play baseball. Okay, it's just for you to have an idea of things that you can find online that can help you if you decide, if you need to be specific about a sport. And also because we're gonna have a homework, okay? We're gonna have a homework. And before that homework, I want you to, before going into phrasal verbs, I want you to pay attention here, because the homework for this is that you have the cards that you chose from the sports that we talked about. You have to write sentences with them. Which sports you chose, I don't know. But you have to write sentences using go or do or play. So that's one of the homework we have for the next class, okay? Now we're gonna go to phrasal verbs. So we're done with go, do, and play. Okay, so we have sports and phrasal verbs now. But what is a phrasal verb? So we know verbs, but we have verbs in phrases. My God, don't worry. We're gonna take a look at some of them. And a person cannot know all the phrasal verbs. Remember, all this is practice. You need to practice them, okay? So it says that a phrasal verb is a verb that is made up, it is conformed, made up of 2 or 3 words, and it usually has a non-literal meaning. The first word is a verb, and the second word is a particle, either an adverb or a preposition, such as in, up, or on. Now, when they say it's non-literal, it means that you cannot translate the verb in word by word, because it's not going to make any sense. A phrasal verb has a meaning on its own, and it's not literally of what you see there, okay? Good. So these are some examples of phrasal verbs. We have catch up, chicken out of, chicken out. So you have a chicken? No. Chicken out is when you get terrified and you decide not to participate in something because you chickened out, you were afraid, okay? So we have chicken down, let down, give up. We have give up, to surrender, to quit, try out, work out. Do you think that workout is like going outside and work? No, workout is like exercising, physical exercise. Show up, so you show something up, no. So these are some examples of phrasal verbs. We're gonna look at them afterwards, okay? Okay, so now we have a video on phrasal verbs. And why am I showing you this video? Because I want you to pay attention on how they are used, okay? Now, remember, we are going to be looking at maybe 10 phrasal verbs today, but there are many phrasal verbs, and you need to practice them to be able to use them, okay? So let's take a look at this video, and please pay attention on how phrasal verbs are used.
Hello, this is Lucky English with Maria. These are sports phrasal verbs. So, the first one, to warm up. If you warm up for an event, such as a race, or just for exercising, you prepare yourself for it by doing exercises or by practicing just before it starts. Example, she always warms up before playing tennis. To sit out. If you sit something out, you wait for it to finish without taking any action, without participating. He wasn't feeling well, so he had to sit out their last game. To speed up. When someone speeds up, he moves or travels faster. Example, he won the race because he sped up and passed several people at the end. To fall behind. If you fall behind, you do not make progress or move forward as fast as other people. He made a goal because I fell behind him. He's a fast runner. To work out. If you work out, you do physical exercises in order to make your body fit and strong. Example, they usually work out at the gym twice a week. To give up. If you give up, you decide that you cannot do something and stop trying to do it. He tried to lift the weights, but they were too heavy and he gave up. Now, these verbs can be used for things besides sports.
Okay, so now we're going to have a practice on phrasal verbs. Okay, we have a practice. Just to remember, make a reminder of the verb. So we have to warm up. So it's to do movements like you do, you're warming up because you're going to exercise. Okay, you warm up. Oh, this is warming up. Okay, to cool down. Cool down is after you finish exercising, you sit down or maybe you stretch. Some people stretch to cool down after exercising. Okay, to join in. So they're going to play. There's going to be a game. So I want to play. So you join in. Okay, to take part in a sporting event. To give up. When something doesn't go your way, you say, I give up. So you surrender. You're not going to do it anymore. So that's to give up. To drop out. To drop out is when you are in a competition and you decide not to compete, so you drop out. It is also used in school. Students who do not continue school are called dropouts, okay, or the university. But there are many people who are famous who were university dropouts, so don't think that it's not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing either, okay? So we have phrasal verbs, another reminder, to knock someone out. And this one is kind of literal, because when you knock someone out is you hit them and they lose consciousness. Okay? Now, they also say that it is to beat someone in a competition. So if you win over somebody else, you knock them out. Okay? To bulk up means when you bulk is like a big mass. So when you exercise and you have big muscles, so you're bulking up. Okay? To work out is to exercise in general, to exercise. To pass out is when you faint and you lose consciousness. He passed out, okay? And then we have to try out for. Now, the word try out, to try out for, you should be very familiar with it because some people use it when they are going to, for example, they have a team. I have heard the word when they are going to make teams of flag football, for example, they usually do tryouts, okay? So the people go and exercise and show them how fast they are or how, skillful they are in the game, and then they decide if they're going to be part of their team or not. So people go and try out for, okay, to demonstrate your abilities to be able to be part of a team. Okay, so let's take a look at the exercise. This is a practice, okay? The football player, and then we have passed out or gave up due to dehydration. So he was dehydrated. What do you think happened to him? Did he give up or did he pass out? What do you think happened to him? He was dehydrated. Okay? He passed out. So he fainted because he didn't have enough water in his system. Okay, number 2. The boxer threw a single punch and immediately his opponent. So he says dropped out or knocked out. It's a boxing. What do you think it is? Dropped out or knocked out? He knocked out one punch and he knocked out his opponent. Very good. I like to, and then you say in the early morning because that's when I have the most energy. Give up? Do you think it's give up or work out? Work out, very good. So I like to work out in the early morning because that's when I have the most energy. Then we have let's with a short run. So you're going to run. So do you think you're going to drop out or warm up? Warm up. Yes, very good. My daughter is going to the school's most competitive soccer team. So she's going to give up or try out for. She wants to show her abilities to be part of the team. So she wants to try out for. Okay. He didn't finish the marathon. He didn't finish, so what did he do? He gave up. He gave up around the 20th mile. 20th mile, wow. Soccer is very physical. Injuries are frequent, so it's not uncommon for athletes to of competitions. So sometimes when they are playing, they get injured, and what do they have to do? They have to drop out. Yes. Competitors frequently cool down or bulk up before matches, before going to a match. Do you think they cool down or they bulk up? They bulk up, yes, very good. There is a new soccer team. Anybody can be part of it. Anybody can join in, very good. And the last one, after exercising, I need to, so after you exercise, do you warm up or do you cool down? You cool down, yes? After exercise, you cool down. Excellent. Good. So these are some of the phrasal verbs that I wanted you to take a look at, and you also have a homework with those phrasal verbs. We have a reading. I have a reading here, and please, I want you to take a look at the reading. We're going to be displaying the reading on the TV. I want you to try to follow the reading and try to understand as much as you can, because I'm going to be asking questions about the reading, okay? So it's very important. Remember, we work with English from many points of view, and reading is very important. Reading comprehension is very important. So please bear with me. Try to follow the reading. There's going to be some audio too. So try to follow the reading, and then we're going to talk about the reading after it, okay? So pay attention to it.
ESL Sport Reading Comprehension Passage. There are many different kinds of sports that are undertaken by a wide variety of different people. Some people do sport for their career and other people purely do sport for enjoyment and recreation. Some sports, like cricket, require the use of a lot of equipment, while others need very little in order to successfully play a game in that sport. Some people use public playing fields to play sport for free, while other sports such as squash, tennis, badminton and table tennis are usually paid for on an hourly basis in the comfort of a local leisure center. Most sports are played with a round object often known as a ball. Some sports use more than one ball, and snooker is one of the unique sports that make use of a number of balls while being played. The game itself is often controlled by an impartial individual known as an umpire in cricket and a referee in sports like football and rugby. Most sports have a duration of not more than a few hours. However, some athletic tournaments can last for up to a week, and a game of cricket can be 5 days in duration before a winner is announced. Some people prefer to watch sport. This can either be done by going to a stadium, a local leisure center, park, or on the television. It is often cheaper to watch sport from the comfort of a person's home than to visit the stadium or a special event. Some sports, such as football and cricket, are really popular in the United Kingdom but not in the USA. In the USA, people often play basketball and baseball. However, most countries put aside time to compete in world sporting events such as the Football World Cup or the Olympics, which occur every 4 years. Nowadays, people who suffer from any kind of disability are also encouraged to participate in sport, and most sport equipment is adapted to suit the needs of a disabled person. This means sport is something that can be enjoyed no matter the physical ability of the person. The Paralympics takes place a week after the main event, and it is equally popular. Participation in sporting activity is encouraged by doctors and at schools given the beneficial impact it has on the health of the individual that participates, and it is for this reason and the competitive nature of individuals that sport remains a very popular activity worldwide.
Okay, I hope you could follow the reading. I know it's a bit long, and the sad thing is that we're not going to be able to discuss all of it, but I do want you to have an idea of the reading. So we have two practices for the reading, okay? Okay. We have, which sport requires the use of a lot of equipment? Football, athletics, cricket, or rugby? Just read and try to have your answers, okay? What sport is popular in the United Kingdom? Baseball, cricket, basketball, or athletics? What sport is popular in the United States? Cricket, baseball, football, or squash? Okay, now we're going to go with the answer. So, which do you think is the answer here? Which sport requires a lot of equipment? Yes, cricket. Well, we're talking about the reading. Remember, when we have a reading, we usually have the answers regarding to the reading, okay? What sport is popular in the United Kingdom from those sports that we have there is cricket again, okay? And what sport is popular in the United States of these that we have there is, of course, baseball. Let's take a look at two more questions. What sport can last longer than a day in duration? And how often is the Olympics held? So of the sports they talked about in the reading, the sport that lasts longer than a day is, once again, cricket. It seems that it's very popular. And how often is the Olympics held? Every 4 years, okay? Every 4 years. Good. Now, the last activity we have for today. What we're going to do is I am going to give you 3 topics. Sometimes we're going to have topics, sometimes we're going to have questions. And then after you see the topics, I'm going to give you a part of the text in the reading. And you have to identify which of the 3 topics is being talked about in that part of the text, okay? Let's take a look at an example. So we have where people do sports, why people do sports, and equipment in sports. We have those 3 topics, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at part of the reading, and you have to identify which of these 3 they're talking about here. So it says, there are many different kinds of sports that are undertaken by a wide variety of different people. Some people do sport for their career, and other people purely do sport for enjoyment and recreation. So, which of the 3 do you think has to do with this paragraph? Where people do sports, why people do sports, or equipment in sports? Okay? Yes. Why people do sports? They do sports. Some people for their career, other people for enjoyment. Now, remember, this is the reading. We are giving the answers that have to do with the reading. Of course, people do sports for a lot of other reasons. Some people do sports for health because they need to exercise because the doctor said they had to exercise, okay? So we are answering regarding the reading, okay? So now we have the same 3 topics. Some sports like cricket require the use of a lot of equipment, while others need very little in order to successfully play a game in that sport. So what is it talking about? Where people do sports, why people do sport, or equipment in sports? And let's see. It talks about equipment. It says that it requires the use of a lot of equipment. Very good. Some people use public playing fields to play for free, and others, such as squash, tennis, badminton, and table tennis, are usually paid for on an hourly basis in the comfort of a local leisure center. So they're talking about where or why or equipment. they're talking about where. So they say some people go to public places which are for free, and other people prefer to pay, okay? Okay, so we have other 3 topics. We have who takes scores. Taking scores means who says, okay, you have 1 point, you have 0 points. Things you use to play sports, and how long do sports take, okay? So this is about time. Let's see the paragraph. Most sports are played with a round object, often known as a ball. Some sports use more than 1 ball, and snooker is one of the unique sports that make use of a number of balls while being played. So are we talking about the person that takes scores? Or are we talking about the things that you use to play sports? Or how long do sports take? Yes, we're talking about the things we use to play sports. In this case, they're talking about specifically a ball. Then we have, the game itself is often controlled by an impartial individual. The person is supposed to be impartial. Yes? As an umpire in cricket and a referee in sports like football and rugby. So they are talking about the person that takes scores, the things that you use to play sports, or how long the sports take. What are they talking about? The person who takes the scores, the umpire in cricket and referee in other sports. Most sports have a duration of not more than a few hours. However, some athletic tournaments can last for up to a week, and a game of cricket can be 5 days in duration before a winner is announced. So, are they talking about the person that takes scores, the things that you use to play the sport, or the length, how long sports take? They are talking about how long sports take. Very good. So now we have 3 more topics. Sports popularity by country, preferences when watching sports, and sporting events in which most countries participate. Let's take a look at the first paragraph. Some people prefer to watch sport. They don't like to do sport, but watch sport, okay? So this can either be done by going to a stadium, a local leisure center, park, or on the television. It is often cheaper to watch sport from the comfort of a person's home than to visit the stadium or a special event. So what are they talking about? Sports popularity by country, preferences when watching sports, or sporting events in which most countries participate? Of course, they're talking about the preferences. Some people like to go to the stadium, other people decide to stay home, okay? Especially because it's free. Okay. So we have some sports such as football and cricket are really popular in the United Kingdom, but not in the USA. In the USA, people often play basketball and baseball. So now, are they talking about sports popularity by country, preferences when watching sports, or sporting events in which most countries participate? Yes, they are talking about the sports popularity by country. So some sports are popular in the US and other sports are more popular in the United Kingdom. Now, however, most countries put aside time to compete in world sporting events such as the Football World Cup or the Olympics, which occur every 4 years. Now, are they talking about sports popularity by country, preferences when watching sports, or sporting events in which most countries participate? They're talking about sporting events which most countries participate in, and they talk about specifically two sporting events which are the Football World Cup and the Olympics, okay? So, finally, we have 2 more topics. We have benefits of sports and disability and sports. So let's take a look at the first paragraph. It says, nowadays, people who suffer from any kind of disability are also encouraged to participate in sport, and most sport equipment is adapted to suit the needs of a disabled person. This means sport is something that can be enjoyed no matter the physical ability of the person. The Paralympics takes place a week after the main event, and it's equally popular. So, are they talking about benefits of sport or disability and sports? And yes, they are talking about disability and how people with disability can also be part of sports, and there's even an Olympic game for people with disabilities, which is called the Paralympics, and it usually it happens like a week before the Olympics, okay? So yes, this is disability and sports. And the last one says, participation in sporting activity is encouraged by doctors and at schools, given the beneficial impact it has on the health of the individual that participates. And it is for this reason and the competitive nature of individuals that sport remains a very popular activity worldwide. So they're talking about it is encouraged by doctors and schools. It is beneficial. So what are they talking about? The benefits of sports, yes? Okay, so thank you very much I wish I had more time because this reading was and I have a lot of activities for that reading, but we will maybe look at them if you log into my Google Classroom. So let's take a look at some homework. Remember, you're going to work on the do, go, play sentences, and you're also going to work on an activity I have here, and I want you to investigate some of the exceptions to the rule for go, play, and do. Let me give you a hint: boxing. I know they said boxing, but let me give you that hint. And please remember to subscribe to my Google Classroom, okay? This is the activity I have for you, but we're going to look at it in the Google Classroom. But that's all for now. So thank you very much for watching 11th grade English. And remember to stay safe. Stay safe. Even though they're giving you permission to go out, please, you don't have to go out every day, okay? So see you next class.
Hi guys, this is Teacher Noris, your 12th grader teacher. Be confident, be bold. These are your life greatest strengths for success. Guys, you can do whatever you want. It is up to you. Today's class is about preparing for a job interview. Objectives. At the end of the class, you will be able to analyze the importance of dress code when attending a job interview. Also, you will be able to use useful expressions for answering job interviewing questions. Today's class content: vocabulary. We will learn new words that will help us out. Number 2, what do they have in common? I will show you some words, some images. Also, job interview questions that will help you to guide the interview and help yourself. And at the end, helpful phrases for job interviews that you can learn and practice at the end of the interview. Let's review some previous concepts, our previous class. Job hunting process. What was the 10 job hunting process? Now I just summarize 6. The number 1 is research job opportunities. You need to find a job that fit your skills, what you know to do. What are your skills? What are the things that you know how to do well? Number 2, write your resume. We talk about a lot about the resume. What is a resume? The resume tells people who you are. It describes yourself. Write online profiles. Where? You must use social media platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook. So, be careful too what you do and what you share on the media. Apply for jobs. How can you apply? You can apply in person or online. Prepare for interviews. This is the time that the employer will meet you. So you need to prepare at home how you're going to perform in the interview, okay? Practice on the mirror with people, with family, with friends. And finally, you must attend interview. What do you have to do here? Make the best impression. How can you do that? Well, listen carefully. Number 1, let's start with the vocabulary. Dress code. What is a dress code? Dress in a way that is professionally appropriate to the position for which you are applying. It means that you need to be careful what you wear. It is not a party. It is a job interview, guys. Dress properly, okay? Let's go. What is self-image? I like a lot this image. Self-image refers to how we see ourselves internally and externally. What do you see in the picture? There is a cat. That cat is looking at itself. But what is the reflect? It is the lion. So it means that that cat believes in himself. Body language. It is a mix of gestures, postures, and expressions. Do you see the pictures? Handshaking, smile, and eye contact. That is really important, okay, when you are talking to another person. What about demeanor? It is about your appearance or behavior, your appearance and how you talk to other people, communication skills. Meeting schedule. It is a list of things to be done at certain time. Guys, here, when you have to attend an appointment or something, it is not at Panamanian time. It is the time that they are asking you. If they say 2:30, it is 2:30, not 2:35, okay? Self-introduction, it explains who you are, what you do, and what others need to know about you. Always using your smile, handshaking, that is really important, okay? And eye contact. Professional language usage. Professional language usage is the ability to use the appropriate terminology in a specific area of job. Communication skills. The ability to convey information to another effectively and efficiently. How you talk to other people. How is your body language? That is really important. Let's go to the second point. What do they have in common? What things that I'm going to show you have in common? Image, resume, job application, job interview questions. Let's see. Image. What to wear and what we should not wear. What to wear. Look at these outfits with pants. This is for girls, for ladies. They are cute, right? I like the one that is in the middle. This is really fashion. And we have the skirts also. No sandals at all. You can wear all these things, but they should be not expensive, but nice. Clean, that is the most important part. Okay? Let's go for men. You will look so handsome wearing these outfits. Look at the jeans, the pants. There are no tennis shoes. Look at the shoes, hand watches. They are casual, they are formal, they are not informal at all. And here, things that you must not wear. Tank tops, jeans, frat skirts, crops, sandals. These look like you are going to a party. That is not good. What not to wear for men? These kind of jeans, shorts, T-shirts, and tennis shoes. Look at the sandals. Please, guys, be careful with what you will wear while attending a job interview. These are not allowed. Absolutely not. Let's go to a resume. Do you remember this one? This was an example of a customer service representative resume. And I showed you this last week. And remember that the resume must have something about you, must have a contact information, your education background, skills that are the things that you know how to do, awards if you have any, and a professional experience, just in case you have experience. Remember, this is a resume with experience. Let's check out the high school student with no experience. We saw this last week too. Here is Jane Doe. Here at the top we have the contact information, something about herself, the education that she wrote, the elementary school name, and the high school name. Here we have the training and also extracurricular activities. Remember to write at least 2 references, okay? And here we have an example of a high school student with some little experience. Babysitter. Also, we have the contact information, the education background, something about herself, because it is a girl, professional experience. In this case, as a babysitter, she contacted family. And what are the responsibilities she has, okay? Good. Let's go to job application. That is another point. What is a job application? It is the form that you have to fill out while applying a job. Besides your information, it is important to fill out this. Let's see this example. Which position are you applying for? It depends on you. What are you want to do in that company? Let's see, for example, salesman. Are you willing to relocate? Yes, I'm good at selling, but what if I want to learn other things? So click on yes. You want to improve yourself. You want to learn many other things. When can you start? It would be better if you write the next day. Portfolio website, it is the link name or URL. Could be the LinkedIn website or Facebook. Attach a copy of your resume. You will click on browse and then upload your resume that you already have. And the salary requirements, it will depend on your experience. It will depend on your skills, okay? Once you finish here, click on submit. That is your job application online. This is an example, but when you have it on paper, it is the same thing. The only difference is that you have to write. Also, I have the top 5 interview questions. These are mandatory questions. The interviewer will ask, tell me about yourself, and you have to start talking about you. Then, what are your weaknesses? My recommendation, do not focus on this. Just mention a couple, but say that you are improving, that you are working on that improvement. Why should we hire you over other candidates? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So explain here your goals. Do you have any questions for us? Be careful with the questions, guys. Be careful with the questions. Do not ask for money. Do not ask for carnivals. Do not ask for vacations. That's not appropriate. Let's move on. So, did you notice what they have in common? All the things that I have already mentioned? Okay. An appropriate image is important. A well-written resume. Filling out a successful job application in a proper way. Having confidence in the job interview. How can you gain that? Just studying the questions, the possible questions and possible answers that you will have there. Those things will lead you to a successful job interview. Let's move on. Now this time for grammar. Must and should. What are must and should? They are modals. The modals, in this case, must is used to talk about obligations and prohibition. When we say obligation, you must, you need to do, you have to do that. For example, I must do my homework. I must wear this type of job. Prohibition, you mustn't wear sandals. Here, with should, we use should to give advice. You should eat healthy food. It's good for you. It is up to you if you want to get my advice. Shouldn't, you shouldn't stay up till late. It is bad for you. I think you shouldn't wear these kind of shoes. I think you shouldn't wear that kind of shirts. Those are examples in this topic. Let's move on. When you see this word, what comes to your mind? Job interview. Okay, let's see what you know, what you want to know, and what you learn about that word. What do you know about job interviewing? Let's see. Okay, you need to be prepared. Very good, Carlos. You need to be prepared before going to a job interview. What else? I need to be on time. Very good, Carla. You need to be on time. What do you want to know about job interviewing? What do you know about this topic? Yes, you want to know the questions that the interview will ask, and also the dress code. Okay. You want to know about the dress code. What did I learn about the importance of job interviewing? That will be filled out at the end of the class, okay? Let's move on. Job interview questions. I'm going to present you 2 videos. You will listen and watch them, and then we will see some important things.
Hi, Miss Smith. Oh, she's finally here. Great. Send her in, please. Good morning. Good morning. Well, good morning. My name is Miss Owen. Thank you for joining me today for the interview. Did you find the place okay? Well, the traffic was unbelievable. And the parking here, I do not understand how you guys can park in here. So I'm so sorry for being a little late. Well, thank you very much for coming. I see that you have applied for our office assistant position, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this position. The position is in our Allied Health Professions School. It has over 35 different academic programs, and they serve a variety of students as well as faculty across many different counties in New Jersey. This position would pretty much focus on the student interaction as well as dealing with the basic needs of our faculty and students. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Well, I have 2 beautiful children. I have a daughter that's 2 years old, and I have a son that he's 8. So I was very glad when you guys called me for this interview because I've been looking for a very long time. Okay. Great. I see from your resume that you have extensive experience working in an office setting. Do you have any experience working with students? Well, you see, I didn't really research your company as much, you know, but I do work well with others. Tell me a little about your strengths and your weaknesses. Well, a lot of people say that I work well with others. Everyone says that. And I'm always at work, every single day. I always make it here, every day. I mean, when it comes down to my weakness, I would say that just sometimes, I'm saying all the time, but sometimes I am a little late just because I'm getting the kids ready for school in the morning, you know how that is. Mm-hmm. And I would say my computer skills, you know, I'm lacking a little bit more knowledge on that. I should, you know, I need a little more training when it comes down to that. But other than that, I'm fine. So what would your previous employer say about you? I mean, we had our differences, but at the end of the day, we got along, you know. But I think, well, I don't think he would say anything bad about me. I don't think so. All right, well, do you have any questions for me at this time? I think I'm fine. No, you know what? I do have a question in regards to my vacation time, my sick time, and my pay. Will you be able to answer that for me? Well, those are questions that Human Resources handle, and they handle that later on down the line. Any other questions for me? Not really. I mean, will you guys be calling me back anytime soon, or? Yes, we'll be in touch. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
What do you notice here? What do you notice in this video? Okay, these are the things you must not do, okay? Let's see. She is finally here, meeting schedule. Was she on time? No, she wasn't. Self-introduction, body language, handshaking? No, absolutely not. Experience and skills on the field she was applying for. She didn't have experience on the field, on the job that she wanted. Focus on her weaknesses. Be careful on this. You can speak about your weaknesses, but not too much. And always try to say that you are going to improve your weaknesses. References from her previous job. She said like, okay, maybe, I don't know. Appropriate questions. She was asking for vacations and she hasn't been hired yet. So let's watch another video and listen to the tips. This is awesome.
One of the most important parts of a job application is the job interview. In this video, you will learn what you can expect from an interview and get useful tips to help you prepare better. The job interview starts right at the first impression. Imagine you have arrived on time and you're ready to greet your new employer. How do you do this? Research shows that smiling, eye contact, and giving a firm handshake are crucial for a good first impression. For example, people with a strong handshake are generally better appraised. During the interview, your non-verbal communication remains very important. Examples are an active sitting position and making eye contact with each person in the room. The following 3 topics are almost always discussed during the job interview. 1. Your life course. By asking questions about your background and experience, the employer tries to get a clear image of you. What have you done in your life? Why? What kind of person are you and what qualities do you have? 2. Your motivation. The employer will also ask questions about your motivation. Why do you want to work with this organization? Why does this position appeal to you? It is important that you have a thoughtful answer to these questions. Your motivation also becomes apparent from the knowledge that you have about the company and its activities. 3. Competencies. The employer wants to know if you have the skills and personal characteristics that are needed for the job. You demonstrate these by using the STAR method. The employer also evaluates during the conversation whether he or she will work well with you and whether you will fit into the team. An employer will be more likely to select you when there is a good conversation dynamic. One way to achieve this is by giving short and powerful answers. The interviewer can then ask follow-up questions where necessary. Try to engage in conversation with all the interview attendants by asking them questions during or at the end of the conversation. In order to focus on your conversation partners and your non-verbal communication, you need to be well prepared. Below, you will find an overview of the most frequently asked questions during a job interview. When you can give a thoughtful answer to each question, you know that you are well prepared. This enables you to focus on having the best possible conversation. Try practicing with a friend who plays the role of the interviewer. Well, now we have discussed what you can expect during a job interview and what you can do to increase your success rate. If you want more detailed information, please find it below.
Isn't it great? It's a great job, right? Great tips. So, let's analyze that video. These are the things you should do according to what we have watched. Be on time. Always be on time. If the appointment is 2:30, try to arrive at 2, okay? 2 p.m. Self-introduction. Smile. Eye contact is important. And handshaking. At this moment, you cannot handshake anyone, okay? Elbow, maybe. Let's go. Interactive conversations. Use powerful questions and answers. When we say interactive, it is that they ask you and I also ask questions. It is a kind of conversation. Talk about your strength. Do not focus on your weaknesses. When you talk about your strength, it means that you have to say your skills. You have to sell yourself. Have a list of possible questions. Good questions, nothing related to vacations, nothing related to carnivals, nothing related to holidays. Practice before going to the interview. How can you practice? You can practice with your family, with a friend, looking at the mirror, review the questions, review the possible answers. All those things will help you out a lot to be confident in a job interview. Now, I would like you to listen to an expert's opinion. He will say the same thing that we have talked about. Listen.
ListenAminute.com. Job interviews. Job interviews are always hit and miss for me. Sometimes I have a great interview and get the job. Other times, my interview bombs and I don't get the job. It's really important to prepare. You must also be confident and make sure the interviewer knows you really want the job. The trick is to make the interviewer think you are the best person for the job. I always wear my best suit and arrive early. I always smile when I walk into the interview room. First impressions are very important. It's also a good idea to talk about your experiences. Sell yourself. Make sure you have a few good questions to ask at the end of the interview. Interview technique is something we learn over time. You get to relax more the more interviews you have.
You see, guys? I highlight all the important ideas. It says, have a great interview and get the job. It depends on you. Believe in yourself. It's really important to prepare. Prepare at home before going to a job interview. You must also be confident. That's what we are talking. You are the best person for the job. Who can say that? Only you. You are the only one who can believe in yourself. Wear your best suit and arrive early. And always smile. Also, have a good few questions to ask at the end of the interview. You know, to make that interview interactive, as we already have talked.
Listenaminute.com.
So, let's see here. Job interview questions. These are the list of 10 questions that will help you out. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your skills? What are your weaknesses? Just mention a couple of weaknesses, not too many. So be focused on your strengths or the things that you know how to do. What languages do you speak? That's why we are teaching English. So write that you know English, something about English. Why do you want this job? Do not say because of the money, okay? Not because of the money. What are your future plans? What do you know about this company? You need to make a research about the company that you are applying for. What career are you studying? What are your salary expectations? As I told you, it will depend on your experience, on your skills. Do you have any questions? We talk about that questions. So, questions to ask an interviewer. These are a couple of examples. What would be doing on a typical day? What would I do during my job, during this time? Would there be an opportunity to progress further down the line? Do I have a future in the company? What are the most challenging aspects of the job? Wow. These questions will show that you are interested in working on the company. Helpful phrases. This is the last part. The helpful phrases for job interviews are these ones. And I would like to invite Teacher Kyria so we can perform an interview, a job interview. Thank you, teacher, for coming.
Hi, nice to meet you, Mrs. Norris.
Nice to meet you too. No handshaking. You know why? Because of the virus, right? So we are gonna elbow shaking.
Nice
That's
to meet
great.
you.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and you can use these helpful phrases. Okay? So could you please talk about yourself a little bit?
Yes, of course, Mrs. Norris. As you know, my name is Kyria Alfaro. I am an excellent teacher. I can tell you that I'm very organized in my time. Also, I like to give an extra mile with my students. I like to sing with them.
Karaoke time.
Yeah, karaoke. I like to take seminars because I like to be a better teacher every day. I'm very also organizing my time for my daily classes. I like to prepare my classes previously to be excellent, an excellent teacher.
Wow, she describes herself very well. Next question. Could you please explain why you want this job?
Of course, Mrs. Norris. I would like to have this job because I like first your school. I have heard good things about the way you teach here to your kids, to the students. I have heard good things about the teachers that work in the school, so that's why I would like to apply for this job.
Thank you so much. Could you please talk about your weaknesses or your strengths? I will let you focus on your strengths.
Of course. My strengths are I'm very organized. I like to prepare my job. I like to be focused on what I do and be better every day. Of course, that I speak English. That's one of my strengths. Be better every day in my English teaching way. That's what I tell you about me.
Very good. Thank you so much, Kyria, for helping us. This is awesome. This is what you need, guys. You need to believe in yourself as teacher Kyria believes in herself. Very good. Thank you so much. So let's move on. This is the KWL chart. So what do you know about job interviewing? We already said, be prepared and be on time. Now, what do you want to know about your interview? You said dress code and the top 10 interview questions to help yourself and practice at home. And now, what did I learn about job interviewing? Easy. You learn tips, of course. Tips to have a successful job interview. Great. Continue. Now we have a homework. Guys, I would like you create a job, record yourself using clothes to attend an interview. This means that what should I wear and what I should not wear. Once you have your video, ask your family, your mother, someone to record yourself and share it at English on TV 12 Meduca PMA. Okay? So once you have that, we will be so glad to review and say comments or type some comments. Now class is over. I want you to remember this, guys. Social distancing. You need to keep the distance when you are going to the supermarket or anywhere. Wear your face mask is really, really important and mandatory. Use your alcohol gel and wash your hands as much as you can. This is really, really important to be safe and take care of your family, okay? So whatever you need, whatever you ask, you can watch this on CER TV. We are giving you a lot of tips so you can get your job. You can get a successful job interview also. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Aprende en casa a través de la televisión. Porque me educa presentó Conéctate con la Estrella.